Ever wondered how it was to be a German soldier during or before World War II? I am planning to do a series of videos regarding that matter. We will start with the best part, food. Unfortunately, I was unable to find regulatory German documents regarding the nutrition of German soldiers. The given data are taken from secondary sources, therefore they cannot claim absolute accuracy and completeness. As far as it turned out to be possible, through cross-comparisons, in the opinion of the author, it was possible to fairly accurately reveal the picture of the nutrition of the Wehrmacht military both before the start of the war and during it. All the norms described here refer only to the Wehrmacht ground forces, Das Heeres, and do not affect either the Waffen-SS, the Luftwaffe, or the German Navy. In addition, those norms are given that the rear services were obliged to issue to soldiers through the line of centralized supply. It is known that in the occupied territories the Wehrmacht had the right to confiscate food from the local population in order to improve the provision of its soldiers in excess of the established norms. However, it remains unclear what share of the seized food was to be accounted for and sent to Germany, what was to be transferred to the centralized provision of the troops located in this territory, and what part of the food the military units could seize without accounting. There is no doubt that the robbery of food from the local population was officially allowed. This is clearly stated in the relevant directive and a number of archival documents. In any case, a German soldier who took away a cow or a wild boar from a Belarusian peasant was not subject to any punishment. The breakfast of a German soldier, we are now talking about food in peacetime and in wartime, but not in positions, consisted of only a piece of bread, about 350 to 400 grams, and a mug of coffee without sugar. Dinner differed from breakfast only in that, in addition to coffee and bread, the soldier also received a piece of sausage, 100 grams, or 3 eggs, or a piece of cheese and something to spread on bread, butter, lard, margarine. The soldier received the bulk of his daily ration for lunch, which consisted of meat soup, a very large portion of potatoes, often just boiled, 1.5 kilograms, with a fairly large portion of meat, about 140 grams, and a small amount of vegetables in the form of various salads. At the same time, the soldiers did not receive bread for lunch. The daily rate of food issuance of the ground forces of the Wehrmacht per day as of 1939 for units located in the barracks. Of course, all these products are not issued daily, but in such a way that something can be prepared from them. For example, milk is used to make milk soup once a week. All 3 eggs are given out in one of the dinners. In order for the reader, who is not too well versed in the intricacies of food security, to see all this in a more understandable form, below I give the weekly menu of Wehrmacht soldiers of one of the Wehrmacht infantry regiments on the eve of World War II. Weight indicates the amount of the main product put into the boiler. For example, it says rice soup 20 grams. This means that 20 grams of rice per serving are put into the cauldron for cooking this soup. Soup is cooked in meat broth, the meat from which is taken out and used to prepare the second course. At the output, the weight of a portion of soup is somewhere around 0.5 to 0.7 liters. The cost of a soldier's daily ration products was 1.35 to 1.50 Reichsmarks. As you can see, there is no particular variety in the menu of Wehrmacht soldiers' canteen. One single type of side dish is boiled potatoes. From morning to afternoon, the soldier is hungry and even goes to bed on an empty stomach. In fact, hot food is only once a day, at lunchtime. A soldier drinks sweet tea or cocoa only twice a week. There are no porridges, no jelly, no vegetable side dishes, and no fish. Although, in general, the diet meets the standards, 3,600 kilocalories per day. But this is all food, so to speak, in a hospital, i.e. in the barracks in peacetime or in the rear on vacation. Food in combat conditions is built a little differently. And we will talk about it in our next video. The German army ratio was similar to its European counterparts at the time. It was almost identical in calories but had a better variety of products in it. Most other countries didn't supply their soldiers with such products as cheeses and sausages. Overall it seems like a reasonable ration, just a little too heavy on potatoes and bread. Please enjoy the rest of the video. If you want to see more content like that, consider subscribing to the channel.